Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Anarchast, your home for anarchy on the internet. I have a great guest coming in from Bratislava in Slovakia, a great place if you haven't been there. And his name is Pavol Luptak. He's one of the people who hosts a conference, a crypto-anarchist conference called Perolopolis in Prague, Czech Republic. And it's been going on for a couple of years now, and a lot of past Anarchast guests have been there, including Suzanne Tarkowski-Tempelhoff I saw was there, and a number of other people involved in the Bitcoin and crypto-anarchy community. He's also involved in a number of other things. Very interesting guy. And he'll also be speaking at the upcoming Anarchapulco conference in February in Acapulco, Mexico. We're going to get into all kinds of really interesting stuff about crypto-anarchy, about cryptocurrencies, about decentralization. And a lot of this is very potentially profitable. There's a ton of potentially massive amounts of money to be made in this area. This is really where the future is going. So really happy to have Pavol on because he's a real expert in this area, and he also runs the, as you could tell by his t-shirt, the Institute of Crypto-Anarchy. So Pavol, great to have you on. And the first question I have to ask you though is, how did you become a crypto-anarchist?
Thanks a lot for a comprehensive introduction. By the way, in addition to my t-shirt, maybe you should notice my wall behind me, which is anarcho-capitalist, like
black and yellow, nice.
Black and yellow, yeah. Yeah, this is not a coincidence, by the way. Anyway, so how I became crypto-anarchist. I'm computer security guy. So I study computer security 15 years ago, and also I have a company like penetration testing and ethical hacking company. So I was really close to crypto technologies. And when I was 30, I became anarchist, anarcho-capitalist, and voluntarist. And I started to discover everything that crypto-anarchy offers. Probably my first touch with crypto-anarchy was thanks to Crypto-Anarchistic Manifesto, written by Timothy C. May. Maybe you know, in the late 90s there was, or in the beginning of 90s, there was some cypherpunkers movement, especially in California, where there was a first version of PGP, like pretty good privacy, the first software that used asymmetric cryptography. And thanks to this software, everybody on this planet can communicate in a secret way without possibility to intercept this communication. And in these days, many people were really enthusiastic about the crypto technologies. And so Timothy C. May, he wrote a crypto-anarchistic manifest. And in this manifesto, he predicted what will going happen in the following 20 years. He also predicted cryptocurrencies, like for example bitcoins, and he predicted it in 1993, which is really interesting. And I read this crypto-anarchist manifest a few years ago, and I realized that we can use available crypto technologies to achieve freedom like it was never possible in the past. So I was starting to analyze anonymization technologies like Tor and I2P based on crypto. I started to focus on cryptocurrency, actually, and I realized that there is something in hyperspace. It is possible to achieve anonymity. And thanks to this anonymity, technically it is not possible to enforce a central law, because everybody is anonymous in this system. It's not possible to enforce any government. And the life in this crypto system is possible thanks to mutual contract. And I realized that CryptoAnarchy can be really good testing environment for for anarcho-capitalist system. And because I was a fan of anarcho-capitalist system, I started to focus more and more on CryptoAnarchy.
Yeah, that's great. We've been, of course, at Anarchast here, we've been covering Bitcoin since 2011 when Trace Mayer was the first Anarchast guest to bring it up on the program. And he was actually the first person to introduce me fully to Bitcoin. It was around $3 at that time. It's since been up over $1,000. It's now around $450. So that's been very profitable for many crypto anarchists and people who are paying attention to these things. And I think the entire decentralization sort of movement is going to be another massive wealth generator for people who are into these things. So you're definitely on the cutting edge of that, and that's why I'm really glad to have you on. Let me start by asking you first about things like Tor. There's a lot of I've written about it, that there's a lot of security issues with it. It's a lot of U.S. government involvement. That has been traditionally how a number of people have had access to crypto markets, to free markets, essentially. There's a number of new developments there as well. I believe there's a new Tor out. Give us a little bit of background first before we get into all the potential applications of what's going on and the potential wealth generating opportunities on Tor. Should people be using Tor?
Yeah, Tor has a lot of problems, but sincerely, I have to say that at this time, we have no more anonymization network than Tor. Yes, so I can advise people to use Tor, but definitely use the latest version. And use Tor Browser. Probably the best way how to use Tor is to download the whole Linux distribution. For example, Tails, maybe you know the operating system Tails operating system, which is used by a lot of journalists, for example, in dictatorship countries. So the best way how to use Tor is like on this secure Linux distribution like Tails. So as you mentioned, Tor has or had political issues and also technological security issues. The recent version should fix most of security issues, but still there are some of them. And as you can know, many software still contain zero-day vulnerabilities. And secret agencies, they have zero-day exploits for these zero-day vulnerabilities, which is a problem. But we can do nothing about this. Maybe it'll be fine to say how most crypto markets or dark markets were shut down by the government. Most people think that it was because of vulnerability in Tor network. It's not true. 80% or maybe even 90% of all intrusion to dark markets were thanks to social engineering. So, for example, some secret agents, they were able to infiltrate to this dark market community. When you become agent, it's quite easily to compromise the system. And another 10% of all compromises of dark markets were using zero-day exploits. As zero-day exploit is a special exploit, a special crafted tool that uses zero-day vulnerability in some software. Maybe you know that the zero-day vulnerabilities of all software you are just using contain a lot of zero-day vulnerabilities. And zero-day vulnerabilities, they have really high market value, because when you know zero-day, when you know some zero-day vulnerability and you are able to construct zero-day exploit, you can compromise, for example, your Mac your Windows or your Android phone. Secret agencies in the rest cases, they use, for example, zero-day vulnerabilities in Firefox. And thanks to these zero vulnerabilities, they gain access to the victim computer. And maybe 1% or even less of all compromises were caused by the fact that Tor was not enough secure, or there was some problem with crypto algorithm or crypto implementation. So what I want to say is that the weakest point is definitely the human. So like human weaknesses.
Yeah, one of the, we're talking about Silk Road here, and basically, for people who don't know, Silk Road was a dark market, started essentially by a crypto-anarchist, and he did get infiltrated, and they found out who he was, and he's now spending the rest of his life in jail in the US. The world police trying to crack down on any sort of freedom from the land of the free. And one of the interesting things about both Tor and the Silk Road was they weren't neither of them were both totally decentralized, and now there's a number of things being worked on that are totally decentralized, including there's a sort of a new Tor. Maybe you can let people know about that, and also let people know about the status of what you could call Silk Road 2.0 or the next Silk Road, Open Bazaar.
Yeah, exactly. This is quite interesting to say that each government intrusion into dark market significantly improves security of crypto markets. So at this time we have Open Bazaar, which is the concept of fully decentralized crypto market that should be available in the following months. At this moment still in testing, but it's only a question of a few months when the final version is available, and so we can use it. And imagine the situation when the Silk Road market is transferred to Open Bazaar. It would be technically impossible, or almost impossible, to shut down it, because it'll be fully decentralized around the planet. So for secret agency like NSA or FBI, it will be really difficult to identify all nodes on the planet and shut out all these nodes at once. So definitely Open Bazaar can save crypto anarchy for another few years. Also, you mentioned there are some alternatives in addition to Tor. Yes, there are. There is I2P, which is Alternative Anonymization Network. Many crypto anarchists they stop to trust Tor because as we can see a lot of security and political issues. And for example, some new crypto markets, they use I2P only, so they use I2P hidden service. And if you want to access to this dark market, you have to install I2P client and use this I2P client to access to this website. What I think is that I2P is generally not more secure than Tor, but secret agencies, they have much more information about Tor and how to attack Tor and how to exploit Tor than about I2P. So when you switch to I2P, I think you should have at least few months that takes for NSA, for example, to learn this technology.
Yeah, very interesting. And of course, can't talk about crypto anarchy or things like that without talking about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Of course, Bitcoin has done very well over the years, but it isn't a completely anonymous currency, as you know. Is there any other currencies that we should be paying attention to, any other cryptocurrencies that may catch on more, that are more anonymous?
Yeah. Many people are not aware of the fact that Bitcoin is not a fully anonymous cryptocurrency. Bitcoin is a pseudo-anonymous currency, which basically means that the transaction history is public. Because when you sign a digital Bitcoin transaction, this information is broadcasted to all Bitcoin nodes. But there are cryptocurrencies based on ZeroCoin, like, for example, Anonymity, Darkcoin, or Dashcoin. Some crypto markets, even in these days, they offer a possibility to pay in these anonymous cryptocurrencies. So it's only a question of time when these anonymous cryptocurrencies will be more supported, like Bitcoin is at this moment.
Yeah, and there's going to be so many amazing developments coming out in decentralized things. For example, just in the last 10 years, so many things have been revolutionized. You have the world's biggest hotel company, Airbnb, doesn't own any hotels or even any rooms. You have the world's biggest taxi company, Uber, doesn't own any taxis. So this is a great development, and it's caused a lot of change and a lot of reaction as well. And most people who use Uber love it, obviously. And if they use the government-controlled and regulated taxi services, it's obviously Uber is so much better. It's night and day, but because of that, governments, of course, are trying to shut down Uber in some spots and even Airbnb and things like that. So what do you see for the future of decentralized Airbnbs and Ubers and things like that?
Yeah, technically it's possible, and it's not complicated. Most people think that there should be one company behind Uber or Airbnb, but technically it is possible to fully decentralize these services. So, for example, central Airbnb or central Uber server can be behind Tor or I2P hidden service, for example. And also, like, our payments can be done using cryptocurrencies. And in this situation, we can switch to alternatives of Uber or Airbnb that will be fully decentralized and anonymous, which is quite interesting, because in this situation there is no one central point, no one central company that can be regulated, that can be shut down by the government. Personally, I think it's question maybe 1 or 2 years when the first open source implementation of Uber-like or Airbnb-like system will be available. But technically, it's not a problem at all. Especially in countries where Uber or Airbnb is regulated or prohibited in some way, we can expect that people will switch to this crypto-anarchistic version of Airbnb and Uber.
Yeah, and of course, we're talking about multi-billion-dollar companies, so these are potential areas that crypto-anarchists could create a massive amount of wealth for themselves if they can develop these systems and get them up and working and being used. It's just a tremendous amount of opportunity in this space. And I know you have a space in Prague, and for people who don't know Prague in Czech Republic, a beautiful place. I was just there last year. I was amazed to see how many international companies are all moving there, because there isn't a ton of regulation like there is in other places like Germany and, of course, the U.S., one of the most regulated place in the world. And you have a full space there where you're developing these things. So this is really interesting for people who want to get involved in this sort of thing. They should definitely be checking out what you're doing. Tell us a little bit about the Institute of CryptoAnarchy.
Yeah. So 2 years ago in Prague, we started quite a unique project. Like, it's a permanent project. We rented a 3-floor building. It's quite big, 1,000 square meters in center of Prague. And we call this project Parallel Polis. And I think personally, I can say that it's probably the biggest freedom think tank in Czech Republic, maybe even in Central Europe. So if you read a book, A Lodging of Wayfaring Man from Paul Rosenberg, there was something like free house, like house where freedom-thinking people were sitting and thinking about utopia societies. So we have something similar in center of Prague. It's called Parallel Polis. One of the part of this Parallel Polis is called Institution of CryptoAnarchy. We have some rules in this place. We have the first Bitcoin only coffee restaurant in Parallel Polis. It means that everything can be paid by Bitcoins only. We do not accept any fiat currencies or anything else. And also on the second floor, there is a co-working space. And also, so you want to work with some other anarchistic people, you can hire this project, you can hire this place and pay by Bitcoins. And in addition to this permanent exhibition, we also have two Bitcoin ATM machines. We organized the biggest crypto-anarchistic conference. Last year was the second one. We invited a lot of speakers. So, for example, last year we invited Lynn Ulbricht, the mother of Ross Ulbricht. A lot of speakers you definitely know, like Smuggler, for example, or Frank Brown, a lot of crypto-anarchists and anarcho-capitalists. And all of you, including you, Chev, you're strongly invited to this great place and great conference.
Yeah, I wish I knew about it when I was passing through last year, but next time I pass through, I'll definitely drop by for sure. Absolutely. This sounds like my kind of place. You brought up Paul Rosenberg, who wrote the book A Lodging of Wayfaring Men. He's a past Anarchast guest. You brought up Lynn Ulbricht, who's the mother of Ross Ulbricht. She's a past Anarchast guest. And so we have a lot of friends in common doing a lot of different things. I know that you're coming to Anarchapulco, which for people, I'm really surprised more people aren't super into this stuff. This could be just the next massive, well, it will be, in my opinion, the next massive revolution and potential way. If we can decentralize everything, there'll be massive money-making opportunities or Bitcoin-making opportunities. I know you did a presentation called The Impact of Crypto-Anarchy, Sharing Economy to Our Future, when the government and authoritative geographical states become obsolete. Will that be some of the things that you'll be talking about at Anarchapulco?
Yeah. Most less, yes. I'm going to update this presentation definitely, but I would like to make some other prediction for another few years and change some of my existing predictions. But yes, I'm especially interested in the future. And what is cool and why the crypto anarchy can be interesting for many anarchists is because crypto-anarchy works, and because crypto-anarchy works now, so you can become the member of this community, and you can use free markets, and you can sign mutual contracts. You can test a lot of features that potential anarcho-capitalist system can offer for you. Maybe one of the most important thing I would like to mention is that at this time, crypto-anarchy does not have like technical problems, but it has usability. Like most technical problems are solved. A lot of people at this time they are using crypto markets. The biggest problem that should be solved in the future, and I think it will be a question of 2 years. It's the usability, because still, if you want to use crypto markets, you have to have some more technical skills. For example, you need to know how to use Bitcoins. You need to install like Tor client or I2P clients or something like that. So personally, I expect that in 2 years, like usability of crypto anarchy services will improve will improve really a lot. And if usability of crypto anarchy services is something like usability of Uber or Airbnb, a lot of people around the world they start to use like, for example, if there is a mobile application in your phone, like Android phone or iOS, so you can thanks to this application you can order anything just pushing a few buttons on this application. A lot of people will start to use like crypto anarchy services, which is really cool. And the thing why most people in the following year they switch to crypto anarchy economy will be no freedom, as we may think, but the price, because everything in crypto anarchy can be cheaper compared to the real world. There is no income tax, there is no VAT, there are no many taxation, no expenses associated with the regulation and so on. So everything in crypto anarchy world can be cheaper, more, for example, from 20, 30, up to 50. Most people or many people will switch to crypto anarchy is because of price and because everybody cares about price.
Yeah, absolutely. It's incredibly exciting. I was around, I don't know how old you are, Pavel, but I was around for when the internet came out. I heard about it first in 1993, and I jumped right on it. By 1994, I already started an internet company. And this seems to me like around 1994, or 1993, actually, the way the internet was in 1993 is how CryptoAnarchy is today. And of course, we've seen what's happened to the internet in the last 20 years. It's been massive, to say the least. Not to mention multi-billion dollars have been made from people who were earlier into getting into the internet. And I see that happening. This is sort of the next phase of the internet. And I think that's really important, what you said, is the usability, because until your average person can use these sort of crypto anarchist or crypto solutions or crypto services as easily as they can use the regular non-decentralized services like Airbnb or Uber or whatever there is, there's not going to be massive. But if the people that are working on these things can get it to the point where it becomes as easy to use as those things, and as you pointed out, much cheaper and actually probably a lot more effective, a lot more secure, contracts and things like that would be all automatic. There wouldn't be any lawyers involved or anything like that. So this could be absolutely the next revolution.
Yeah, exactly. As you mentioned, that people who are using internet and in these days, they have definitely competitive advantage to people who do not use internet at all, because everything is on internet, and so like people who are not using internet are discriminated compared to the people who are using internet. The same can be said about using crypto anarchy services. People who start to use crypto anarchy services and people who switch to crypto anarchy to the crypto anarchy world, they will have definitely a competitive advantage to the other people, because they can sell cheaper, better, and so on. So it's only a question of time, and we should wait just for better usability. But and after this, I think the prices can go down. Another thing I would like to mention is insurance companies against the governments or against the regulation. The problem is that when you want to buy anything in a crypto anarchy, like 50% or even more than 50%, it's just your risk. If there theoretically and even practically, it is possible to create like the insurance company, like fully decentralized insurance company. And if you are a seller, for example, in the crypto anarchy world, you can insure your business, and thanks to this insurance, you can offer cheaper prices to your customer. So I think the another big step in crypto anarchy will be existence of fully decentralized insurance companies, like anonymous insurance companies, against and again the government penalties and all of the all of these things. And these insurance companies were predicted by Paul Rosenberg, by the way, in his book A Lodging of Wayfaring Man. So this is not a new good idea. We are just waiting for the first implementation.
Yeah, absolutely. You brought up before we were on about someone who was, I believe, a cyberpunk in the 90s also predicted a lot of things, including Bitcoin. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
This guy was Timothy C. May. Timothy C. May was responsible for writing of crypto-anarchistic manifest. This guy was employee of Intel in that time. And what is interesting about this crypto-anarchistic manifesto, that thanks to Bitcoin, thanks to cryptocurrencies, this manifesto became true and became valid. So every point, every sentence mentioned in this manifesto became valid and true. It's quite interesting.
Yeah, very interesting, and it's all happening now. So that's why it's incredibly exciting. Anarchists out there, even there's some anarchists still who are not totally on board with Bitcoin. I think that's insane, but there's so much more to this than just Bitcoin. Bitcoin is just one part of the entire decentralization, crypto-anarchist sort of movement to decentralize everything, and this is really the future, in my opinion. So to come to a place like your conference there in Prague, Perlopolis, if you're interested in these sort of things, you have to go to these. And you're also going to be coming to an Acapulco. Trace Mayer will be there, Roger Ver, the Bitcoin Jesus, just to be around you guys and just to be hearing what's going on and getting the inside information. And it's just amazing. I was just at the Latin American Bitcoin conference and just being around a number of people who are doing these sort of things. It's so exciting. And you really can't just get that from, just watching YouTube or things like that. So for people interested, you should definitely come to an Acapulco, which is going to be February 19th to 21st here in Acapulco, Mexico, and Pavol will be one of the speakers there. And this is going to be the next revolution. We brought essentially Bitcoin to you, one of the first people to bring Bitcoin to you over the internet, over YouTube. I was one of the first people talking about it, definitely at the Dollar Vigilante, the first financial newsletter talking about it, around $3. That's worked out very well, but that's just the very beginning of what could be just a massive revolution.
Yeah. Jeff, I completely lost your voice, so
No problem. We're having some technical difficulties. We've got to get these technical difficulties worked out as well over the next few years. But Pavol, why don't you just finish up then with anything else you want to let people know and tell people more again about your conference and about how they can get involved at the Institute of CryptoAnarchy.
Yeah, at the time we are working really hard to invite best and cool speakers to our next conference, Parallel Police Hackers Congress, which will take place during the first week of October 2016. So we would like to start a call for papers for this conference in the following days. Anyway, if you are interested in crypto technologies, if you are interested in anarchy, if you are interested in crypto anarchy, you are strongly welcome at this conference. And I would be really happy if you can find 2-3 days and visit Prague, beautiful Central European city, and visit our conference.
Absolutely. So check that out. And as I mentioned, Pavol will be at an Acapulco along with a number of amazing people, all involved in Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, decentralization, and anything to do with anarchy, really going to be an amazing event. So that's February 19th to 21st here in Acapulco, Mexico. So I'll see you here, Pavol, in a few months. And that's it for Anarchast, your home for anarchy on the internet. Peace, love, and anarchy.
Concept of digital scarcity really, really excited me because I knew this was going to pave the way for entirely new industries to be built upon this concept. And it's really digital scarcity. I can't really stress that term enough. It's a new word that, you know, in the 21st century, we're going to have to get used to because we're used to unlimited data.
Bitcoin is not only a coin, as we most know, and I hope more people will get into this and see that it's not only a coin, but it's also a system. One of these applications, of course, is Bitcoin, and it's also a financial system. It's the most transparent and uncorruptible system I have seen from the insights up till now.
DNS is the secret sauce that makes it all work. So all of the current and future battles over control, over choke points, over freedom of speech, what's permitted, what's not permitted, it's all going to take place in the DNS sphere.
From Acapulco, Mexico, this is Anarchast.